Hello, dear friend. Welcome. Tonight, we're traveling to a place where time is forgotten, a place where gods and mortals intertwine, where power and passion shape the world. That place is Mount Olympus, home to the immortal gods of ancient Greece. These stories have been whispered for thousands of years, passed from generation to generation. They're filled with love, betrayal, creation, and destruction. Echoes of the human experience reflected in the divine. So I invite you to settle in, find a cozy spot, and let the legends of the Olympian gods lull you into peace. Imagine the faint rustling of leaves on Mount Olympus, the soft glow of starlight illuminating the sacred realm above. Take a deep breath and let's begin. Picture a world before the world, a vast, endless void called chaos. From this void emerged Gaia, the earth, lush and fertile, and Uranus, the sky, vast and infinite. Together, they were the first parents, their union bringing life to the universe. Their children, the Titans, were mighty beings, giants with strength that rivaled the very mountains. Among them was Cronus, a clever and ambitious Titan. But Uranus grew fearful of his children's power and sought to suppress them, burying them deep within Gaia's body. Gaia, pained by this, called upon Cronus to help. With a sickle forged by his mother, Cronus rose against his father in a storm of fury, severing Uranus from the sky and casting him down. Cronus then claimed the throne of the cosmos, but his rule was far from peaceful. Cronus, consumed by fear of prophecy, devoured each of his children as they were born. Imagine Rhea, his wife, cradling her newborns only to lose them to his unrelenting hunger. But when her youngest Zeus was born, Rhea devised a plan. She swaddled a stone in cloth, presenting it to Cronus, who swallowed it whole without question. Meanwhile, Zeus was hidden on the island of Crete, where nymphs tended to him and bees brought him honey. As Zeus grew up, so did his power. When the time came, he returned to confront his father, freeing his siblings, Poseidon, Hades, Hera, Demeter, and Hestia, and leading them in a great battle against the Titans. The clash was cataclysmic, shaking the heavens and the earth. Lightning split the skies, the sea roared, and the ground quaked as gods and Titans fought. In the end, the Olympians triumphed, casting the Titans into Tartarus, a chasm so deep it lay beneath the underworld, and thus Mount Olympus became the seat of divine power, a shimmering palace above the clouds. High atop Mount Olympus, in a throne of gold, sat Zeus, the ruler of gods and men. His eyes, sharp as thunderbolts, surveyed the world below. Beside him sat Hera, his queen, radiant in her beauty but fierce in her resolve. Together they ruled with power and passion, but their union was far from harmonious. Zeus was known for his charm, and his love affairs spanned goddesses, nymphs, and mortals alike. Hera's jealousy was legendary, and her wrath was as sharp as any blade. One tale tells of Io, a mortal woman Zeus loved. To hide her from Hera, Zeus transformed Io into a sleek white cow. But Hera, ever suspicious, demanded the cow as a gift and placed it under the watchful eye of Argus, a giant whose body was covered in 100 eyes. Argus was tireless, for while some of his eyes closed in sleep, others remained open. Zeus, determined to free Io, sent Hermes to lull Argus into eternal slumber. With a soft melody and whispered words, Hermes enchanted the giant until every eye shut. When Argus slept, Hermes struck, freeing Io at last. Hera, though angered, mourned Argus by placing his eyes on the feathers of her sacred peacock, where they shimmer like jewels to this day. Zeus and Hera's stories remind us that even the gods are not immune to the trials of love and loyalty. Let's turn now to Athena, the goddess born of a prophecy and an act of defiance. Imagine Zeus, mighty and proud, learning that his child with Metis, the goddess of wisdom, would surpass him. To prevent this, Zeus swallowed Metis while she was pregnant, thinking he could outwit fate. But Metis was clever, even with Zeus as her child grew. She forged armor and weapons, each hammer strike echoing in Zeus's mind. Eventually, the pressure became unbearable. Zeus called for Hephaestus, the god of blacksmiths, to relieve him. With one swift strike of an axe, Zeus's head split open, and out sprang Athena, radiant and fully grown, her spears shimmering in the light. Her emergence was as glorious as the sunrise, and she became the embodiment of wisdom, strategy, and justice. Athena's greatest gift to mortals was the olive tree. In a contest to determine who would rule the city of Athens, she offered this tree as a symbol of peace and prosperity. Her rival, Poseidon, offered a saltwater spring, powerful but less practical. The people chose Athena, and the city was named in her honor. Picture the olive tree, its silver leaves rustling in the breeze, a testament to Athena's wisdom and the enduring legacy of her kindness. Next, we meet Apollo and Artemis, twins born of light and shadow. Their mother, Leto, wandered the earth in search of refuge. Cursed by Hera to never find a solid place to give birth. At last, she arrived on the floating island of Delos, where she brought her children into the world. Apollo, golden and radiant, became the god of the sun, music, and prophecy. His lyre's melody was said to calm even the wildest storms. Picture him standing tall, his golden hair catching the sunlight as he sang songs of hope and healing. Artemis, his twin, embodied the moon's serenity and the untamed wild. She roamed the forest with her bow, protecting animals and guiding young women. Imagine her under a silver moon, her footsteps silent as she moves through the trees. Together, the twins balanced each other, light and dark, creation and preservation. Their bond was unbreakable, a reminder that even in divinity, family is sacred. Now, let us descend into the shadowed depths of the underworld, where the story of Persephone begins. She was the daughter of Demeter, goddess of the harvest, and she embodied springtime itself, youthful, vibrant, and full of life. Persephone often wandered the meadows, picking flowers beneath the golden sun. One fateful day, she reached for a radiant flower, unaware that it had been placed there by Hades, the god of the underworld. As she plucked the flower, the earth split open, and Hades emerged in his dark chariot, seizing Persephone and carrying her to his shadowy realm. Her mother, Demeter, searched endlessly for her daughter. The crops withered, and the world grew cold as her grief turned the earth barren. Meanwhile, in the underworld, Persephone's beauty softened Hades' heart. Though he ruled over darkness, he showed her kindness and offered her the throne beside him as queen. Zeus, witnessing the devastation caused by Demeter's sorrow, intervened. He decreed that Persephone could return to the surface if she had not eaten anything in the underworld. But Hades, clever as ever, had given her 6 seeds of a pomegranate, which she ate unknowingly. Because of this, Persephone was bound to spend 6 months each year in the underworld and 6 months with her mother. And so the cycle of seasons began. When Persephone returns to the surface, spring blooms and the earth awakens. But when she descends, Demeter mourns, and winter blankets the world. Imagine Persephone in her dual roles, the maiden of spring and the regal queen of the underworld. Her story reminds us of the balance between life and death, light and darkness, and the enduring bond between mother and child. Now, let's turn to Aphrodite, the goddess of love, beauty, and desire. She was said to have been born from the sea, emerging from the foam of the waves as the morning sun bathed the world in golden light. Picture her rising from the ocean, her hair shimmering with droplets as dolphins leapt around her in joyous celebration. Aphrodite's presence was magnetic. Wherever she went, love blossomed and hearts swelled with longing. But her beauty was as much a blessing as it was a source of turmoil. Many sought her affection, and her stories are filled with passion, jealousy, and heartbreak. One tale speaks of her love for Adonis, a mortal of extraordinary beauty. She adored him deeply, but their love was not to last. Adonis was mortally wounded during a hunt, and as he lay dying, Aphrodite wept over him. From her tears and his blood, the anemone flower was born, a fragile bloom that serves as a reminder of their tragic love. Aphrodite also played a central role in the events leading to the Trojan War. It was she who promised Paris, a mortal prince, the love of Helen, the most beautiful woman in the world, in exchange for being named the fairest goddess. This act of divine intervention would set the stage for one of history's greatest epics. Picture Aphrodite now, standing gracefully amid the flowers and ocean waves, her gaze serene yet filled with the power to ignite love and longing in every heart. Her story reminds us that love, though beautiful, can be as fleeting as it is eternal. And now, our journey through the world of Olympian gods and their tales comes to an end. From the heights of Mount Olympus to the depths of the underworld, we've explored stories of love, wisdom, power, and sacrifice. These myths, whispered through the ages, offer us a glimpse into the human soul, its triumphs, its struggles, and its enduring hope. As you rest tonight, let the gods' timeless wisdom cradle you, and may their stories inspire you to dream of worlds beyond. Thank you for joining me on this adventure. May your dreams be filled with starlight, and may peace find you. Good night, and I'll see you next time.